If you're like me and have played a ton of Sons of the Forest and are still looking for even more after beating the main story, allow me to introduce you to some mods. If you're someone who has never used mods or doesn't know how, stick around until the end of the video where I'll show you. And by the way, they're free. Number 1. Bow Trajectory. Most of the time, I'm pretty against using mods until after I've completed the game. However, this is a mod that I frankly don't understand how it's not a part of the game itself. The Bow Trajectory mod simply allows you to see where your arrow is going to fly before you shoot it. And I can understand how in a survival game, the point is to be more skilled, but everything else in the game already has trajectory lines when you're using it. Throwing a flare, or anchoring the zipline. Even tossing some stones have trajectory lines, so why not arrows? This mod comes in clutch when you're hunting or defending your base from some cannibals, so that you can get a better shot and preserve those precious resources. Number 2. BetterLighter. Being able to see clearly in Sons of the Forest is completely essential, especially with all the cannibals and mutants around. Sure, you can make torches, and you can have a flashlight and a lighter to guide you, but that's not always enough. If you don't mind taking a little bit of the challenge of the game away, check out the BetterLighter mod. BetterLighter turns your dinky little lighter into a full-blown spotlight. It does this by boosting the level of brightness, and the color of the light, and even the range the light shines, and this can make cave encounters way easier as you can see what's ahead of you. I can certainly see how this would be somewhat of a controversial mod, as it pretty much dramatically changes caves, and they're kind of a core experience in the game, but if you're okay with that, check it out. The first full Sons of the Forest update brought us the hang glider, which makes it super easy to get around the map without having to hoof it, and of course expend all sorts of resources and energy on your way. However, many people have complained that not being able to carry this somewhat cumbersome device with you all the time makes it pointless. And while I don't know that I would agree that it's pointless, it is a bit frustrating. Introducing Glider Pickup. With this mod, you can stand next to your glider, hit the hotkey, and your glider will be with you in your inventory. When you want it next, just press the same button and it will magically equip itself. It doesn't really make a lot of sense that you'd be able to carry around the hang glider anywhere you go, and you can't see it in your inventory when you look, but it sure is convenient. The default amount of logs that you can carry with you in Sons of the Forest is 2, which by itself is quite the inhuman feat if I do say so myself. But if you don't think that's quite enough for you, check out the mod called LogCarryAmount. A simple name, but a great mod. It'll allow you to carry up to 100 logs with you around the map. If you're a builder like me, being able to carry more logs at once while completing a structure and not having to constantly go back to the log holder over and over is a huge deal. I personally think that 100 log carrying limit breaks the game a little bit more than I would like. It's a survival game, and it is supposed to be time consuming to do some repetitive tasks, but as with any mod, the decision to use it or not is totally up to you. You can scale it down to all the way down to 2. You can bump it up to 4, which is where I like to keep it. Or, if you're feeling frisky, bump it all the way up to 100. Kelvin, our recently deaf friend, is sometimes a great help. And if you've played the game, you know that other times, he's a great hindrance. Regardless, he's the only way we currently have to gather resources without actually doing it ourselves. Introducing the KelvinCloner mod. With this mod, all you gotta do is press Alt+K, and a new Kelvin will appear. KelvinCloner is great if you want to clear out a large area quickly without taking a lot of time, or perhaps you need a big influx of fish because winter's coming and you want to make sure you're stocked up. Kelvin is your man. Do you need an abundance of logs and don't want to chop down all those trees yourself? Send your Kelvins to do it for you. Fair warning, when generating a large amount of Kelvin clones, the massive amount of AI can bog down the game's performance quite a bit. And of course, like Kelvin normally does by himself, he can get glitched out and stop taking orders. He'll also ignore certain parameters of the game that are in place already and just start stacking logs wherever he wants, regardless of where you've told him to put them. And sometimes he just completely ignores the order to take a break and stacks logs for days and days and days. So even though it's incredibly easy to spawn in new Kelvins, if one's malfunctioning on you, there's only one way to get rid of defective models. Never fear though, another Kelvin is always right around the corner. I messed around with mods in the past here and there, and I told you I would let you guys know how to use these mods. It's only been in recent years that modding has become extremely accessible, and all the mods featured here in this video are from Thunderstore. They make it super easy to modify the game. Now, this isn't an ad and I'm not associated with them or anything, but I would highly recommend you go and check them out, since they make things so easy for not only Sons of the Forest, but also for a lot of other games. Just head over to the link I've shared in the description of this video and download the Thunderstore Mod Manager. If you don't want to click the link, you're also welcome to Google it. Then it's as simple as finding Sons of the Forest in the Mod Manager on your desktop, adding it to your profile, and then selecting the mods that you would like to install. They're all laid out for you so that you can see what they do. Once you've installed them, you can modify their configuration and make adjustments, such as on the LogCarryAmount modifier, you can choose how many logs you want to be able to carry, and you can also launch the game in an unmodified state, if you would like to, directly from the Thunderstore client. Now, I've already checked out quite a few mods for Sons of the Forest, in addition to the ones I've mentioned here, and I would encourage you to play around and see what you like and what you don't like. Of course, once again, I know that modding is a kind of a controversial thing, and some people love it and some people don't, but if you're interested in mods, I definitely think there's a lot of advantages and fun to be had here. Let me know in the comments if you find anything I've mentioned here helpful, or if you have another mod you think I should check out. Hey, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel for more gaming content. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.